We're literally about to have a crash right now in our driving test. Let's go through it. We're in the inside lane. You can see as we're coming around, there's a van on the outside. We're now coming off onto our exit. We want to move across, but the van was in the way. Now, as you're moving, this red car's coming through on the inside lane. And look how close we are. Literally about to crash into this car. The examiner now has to take control and stop the student from moving across fully. So we're doing roundabouts and we're going to have a near miss accident happening in our driving test. Before we show you that particular roundabout, let's go through this roundabout and show you something similar that's going to happen. So we're going to take the third exit. Now, a lot of students find it quite difficult to move across lanes in order to come off. You don't always have to move across, but we're going to show you what you should be looking out for when you're doing the roundabout. So we're taking the third exit. You're on the inside lane. You're going to move into the inside here, and you're going to count the exits. The first is on the left. Straight is the second exit. And as you go around, if you can move across, check your mirrors, indicate move across. If you can't, you're going to see now we didn't move across. Our lane leads us into the middle lane here. And the lights have changed. You have to watch out for the lights. So as you're in the middle lane, you're going to try and move yourself back into the left lane when it's safe. So behind you there's a car. On the left of you there's a van here. You can see it as well. And behind that particular van there's no cars. So you should be analyzing thoroughly who's behind this van here. So you have two choices. You can come off onto the right lane, or you can move across if it's safe. So the student here now moves across thoroughly into the left lane because there was a gap. Perfectly fine to do that. Make sure you check thoroughly. Now we're going to come across a situation where we're going to literally have a crash. So here we're gonna literally have a crash right now. This could happen in your driving test, so please guys be careful. Make sure you don't do this in your driving test. So we're taking the fourth exit. You're on the inside lane. As we come across, you're looking for a safe opportunity to get into the roundabout. So you can see in the corner of our screen, we can see who's behind us. We got a car behind us, and you can see who's on the left of the car. So you got a red car on the left of the car behind you. There's a red car. Okay, so now we're going to show you exactly what's going to happen. The student literally almost has a crash right now. We're going on to the roundabout. We're counting the exits first. There's a second exit. And as you go around, we're just going to pause it here. So on our left lane, we've got this van coming through. We've got the third exit in front of us. And we've got these cars coming onto the roundabout, possibly coming onto the outside lane. So as we go past the third exit, we should be thinking about, okay, now we need to move across to come onto the fourth exit. So a lot is happening, and also if you're slow, these cars are going to come onto the outside lane. The yellow arrow, the cars on that lane will come onto the outside lane. So be careful when you move across. Make sure you thoroughly check your mirrors before you move across. So as you're driving, this van now is coming through on your left lane, and it's coming all the way around, coming off to the fourth exit where you want to be. The red car as well is coming through, and look, we had to suddenly stop. So let's play that again. The van is on the outside lane. It is quite unusual for the van on the outside lane to come all the way back around, but we have to see it. And now the red car is coming through. We're trying to move across, and look, we stopped the car. So now we're in the middle of two lanes. We had to stop the car. The student had to stop, otherwise they would have collided into the car on the left. The student tried to do the right thing, which is trying to move across, coming off onto the fourth exit. The issue was we had the van in the way, and then behind the van this red car came from the third exit side of it. She came up from there. Now we have to be cautious, and in order to move across, we have to now delay it. Had we not stopped, had the examiner not stopped the car, the student would have crashed into the car and 100% obviously would have failed the driving test. So the advice is make sure you thoroughly check before you move across. Make sure you're also alert that there might be cars trying to get out onto the outside lane, making it harder for you to move across.